Hey guys, welcome back. It's grimreaper connect you for another video of Raid Shadows. Hopefully doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourself and having a positive start to the week. It's nearly the weekend. We're not far from that now. We're on Four's account today, and we did a chimera takeover, taking him from nightmare to ultra nightmare. And today we're going to discuss the full team, do a full breakdown, and show you all of the gear. Now, Four's account is not got the most insane gear. Making this team work was a bit difficult, but we did get the process done. And we will talk about how we can improve this team going forward as well. So sit back, have yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or a beer, if you want to have a beer in the midweek. I know I will in a couple of weeks when it's my birthday, and I'm going to go to be 22. So I will be enjoying that. So, anyway, let's get into this. So, Four has recently just got his first ever Chimera key. And you can see here we did quite a bit of chunk on there, which was pretty nice to see. And yeah, it's great to see that overall. And I'm really looking forward to showcase his team. So I'm going to do a breakdown. This video is also for him, so he can also learn and improve his team as well, which would be great. So let's go ahead and get the team ready. We'll do a full breakdown, and you guys can watch the full run, and then we'll show all the gear, etc. Timestamps down, but will all be down below. Okay then, so let's talk about blessings quickly. Blessings. So we have got Tim Presence level 2 here to increase our defense percentage. Obviously, a better in Tim Presence would be nice. We have a Cruelty 6 star, and a Cruelty 6 star is generally enough cruelty to make the team work. Obviously, every time the boss flips, the cruelty resets, so we go again overall. Then we have the natural bounty on Lydia. Now, it's only a 2 star. If it was a 6 star, it'd be a 60% chance to change the fear to a true fear, which will help him against the ram form, especially if he wants to take this off auto to get some extra trials against ram form as well. So you would have to mangle the ram form because you need the true fear, because otherwise if he takes too much damage, it'll get reflected back and he'll kill his shields and kill his comp and lose his shields overall. Then he has Chris. So Chris ideally has Lightning Cage or also Cruelty as well. And then you do kind of want one Brimstone in there, but I'd like to see a 5 star or 6 star. Brimstone is a bonus. Let's just remember that. And also Intent Presence is the bonus. Now with Titus, a 5 star and below, we want to make sure we're using Heaven Cast because we've got loads of buffs on us, so we're going to get a lot of damage. And obviously from 6 star on onwards, you'll be using Crusher and Rem, which will be giving them the most damage. Now we're not going to watch the full run, but we're just going to talk about the Ram form because we didn't really auto this. This is a great option. So in the presets, Titus A2 switched off to make sure that we don't receive any damage coming back. But if the boss is under true fear like here, he can take this off and then he can do the trials against the ram form of the A2 because he's not going to reflect any damage back. He's under true fear, which would work in his way. Obviously, he's not going to have no defense down or weaken. Well, he'll have defense down because of Krisk, and that's about it overall. And that will work generally the way we want it to, and that is generally the way that you need to understand. Now, we want the enfeeble buff to go on Lydia, because if it goes on any of the debuff extenders, we won't be able to extend our debuffs, and we'll lose the shields as well. That's something to remember. And also, we want to make sure that Krisk is landing his DQ speed, etc., and keep extending his buffs as well. So that's just what you would need to generally remember overall. And she needs to have the lowest critical damage, and that's what you're going to do on the lion form. Sorry, on the ram form. Now, we did get free trials on the lion, which was great. We want to make sure that we got the gaze going on to Ollie. So she wants to have highest defense, and that's how you generally control that. You need to be careful of increased defense as well, because that can fluctuate that. Same with the critical damage. You want to be careful with the critical damage buffs. We also was losing Krisk a little bit, so we do need to bring more HP on Krisk, which is plenty of space on his gear to oil, more HP, so we can make sure that Krisk isn't dying, because Krisk did die a couple of stages before this. I increased his HP a bit more and you just need to increase it a bit more after that, which we can do through farming through Sun Devil and Phantom Shogun. The trials here were pretty easy. I feel like we can get one more as well by doing the life harvest blessing on one of his champions and bringing it on against the boss. It'd be a bit RNG, but it can generally give him another trial here. I do need to test that. Haven't tested it myself. I run a similar team with a lot more damage potential, and my gear is a lot better than this. So you'll see the fluctuations between us overall. But it's a fantastic start because it's a full auto team. It is more important to go trials over damage, but when you have got no team available whatsoever, because at the moment his Maris is a 3-star, we can't get enough damage onto his Maris to do a lot of trials, or even he barely won keys Ultra Nightmare. So this is a big step, just getting the gemstones, helping his clan to try and win a few more Climber clashes, and etc. etc. In the future, he will need to change his team to be more trials, which we can work about later on as well. So you can see we get through that up, and we get 2 trials against a ram form, which is going to be the block tactic skill, and I can't remember which one's the 5th one, but it was pretty basic. Now, if the champions could get 3%, so you want to use much non-piece protection as possible, and we'll talk about the stats, etc. as well. So before I show a full run of the builds, we're going to go over the team presets. So we want to make sure we're opening with Wixwell Shield, so he grows with that. And then he's always extending, landing decrease attack for survivability, and then doing this when he can. And he will be like that throughout the same as well. Now we have Lydia coming in with her shenanigans, and anything that changes is on the Viper. We want it to do the A3, so there's less chance that he'll 3% us with his strip as well, which is really, really annoying. And then he can cause a lot of shenanigans with that. Then we have Ollie, or Ola, or whatever her name is. We want to open with resistance up. She needs to be faster than boss. If she has to be minimum of 305. If she's not faster than the boss, then that's a problem. Now you can see here we have no accuracy. That's because Chris has decreased speed on E1, and we're struggling for stats. So I didn't see the point of building it overall. So that was one thing to take into consideration. And then we have Mystic Risk. Mystic Risk is just left to do his shenanigans, and he's always going to prioritize A2, and then you're going to turn off the A3 as it's not really doing anything. So the presets are very, very simple. Anyway, so we're going to do a full run now. Enjoy the music. We'll put a bit of jazz on or something like that. We'll let you guys enjoy the run, and then we'll come back, and then we'll do a full showcase of the champions. Alright then, so super nice damage. The gear is not amazing. There is a lot of improvement to do for this team, but it's a start for his Ultra Nightmare journey. So let's start with the build then. So we got Wixwell coming in. We want Wixwell to be the fastest. We do want more speed on him in the future. We want minimum resistance of 405 and then minimum accuracy of 475. If you have people that can do decrease attack, you can take shortcuts. We want reasonable defense of 5,000 and a reasonable HP. Now we do have a magma shield on this account, so that did help a lot with damage. So obviously the magma shield is going to go on Wixwell ideally, but if you're struggling for resistance on one of your champions, and if you do have this, then this is a great alternative to put on one of your champions as well. But ideally it's on him. And we can see here we've got Cruelty as the blessing, and then these are the masteries as well, which are very solid to use. Okay, let me show you the Titus. The Titus build is not very good at all, but we can talk about this. So defense is coming in at 400 and 4,200. HP, you want it as low as possible. Speed minimum of 400, 240, but we are a bit short on speed right now. Critical damage we want as minimum. We'll want much critical damage as possible, which is what it is with this one. We don't need accuracy, and we do need a resistance of 405. The resistance does kill us a lot. Now, if you use a Z set with a merciless set, then your damage will increase a lot. That's the best way to get damage overall. And we have got like a lot of merciless to roll on the account, so hopefully we can get a bit of a better build in the future, because I don't want to be running attack ring. The reason why we're running this was because of the resistance, and we were struggling to get the resistance across the board. I guess it can be like that. We're using cat gaze. You can also use the mythical relic passion as well if you have it available. It's going to be super key. I know a few people are using the veil relic now, but you lose a lot of damage. And then obviously blessing we spoke about, which would be the heaven cast. And you need the the A2 booked. We don't need A3 or the A1 booked. These are the masteries that we went with. Went with counter attack masteries to try and get him to counter attack a bit more against a lion form if we can. We wasn't able to pull it off, so it'd be interesting to test this out a bit more and see what's what there overall. And then on the Frisk, we're going to come in. He's going to be the shield set. You need one champion in shield set. We want minimum speed of 300. So you can see here we're really lacking on the speed. And to be honest, we was really struggling for the stats for this. The shield sets he has as a count not very good. We spoke about that, and he will improve it for sure. We want good defense as well. We don't want the highest defense because we don't want him to get targeted by the lion, which we mentioned already. Minimum accuracy of 405, and then accuracy of 475, which is required. We do want it more HP, so we want a minimum of like 80,000 HP really. So we'll be working on HP stats here and here. Again, we do need a better ring, which is going to come through better stats. And then you want to keep the critical damage low as possible. And yeah, kind of just work on it. So there is a bit of HP that we can bring in. We're actually using this relic, which gives me accuracy and HP on the two stats. The whereas 10 meter increases by 10%, where he has enough resistance, he won't get that. But we did try and put some gemstones on as well, just to kind of help him with his shenanigans. He's obviously fully booked. And then these are the masteries as well. Let's go to Lydia. Lydia's in a broken set. We've run out of 9-piece Merciless, and we don't have Feraled accessories available. We're missing a ring and amulet. These are the ideal sets for Lydia to increase damage. We want her to be around about 260 speed, just a little bit faster than Titus. We don't want her too fast. We want reasonable defense and HP, and then a resistance coming in at 405, and an accuracy coming in at 700. Etc. We also wanted to have the lowest critical damage, so that's going to be super key as well. No relic there, which is pretty juicy. And then for me, natural bounty for her. It's not very good overall, but it's very good for this. I normally go cruelty because I want to use her in hydro and faction wars, etc. And then we got the final champion as well. So these are her masteries. Then we're coming in with team presence. We can use a few different types. Using infernalness for the resistance, which is going to be really useful to help us with that. And if you're struggling with the hit resistance, you can use quite a few of these as well. So the resistance, we're looking for 405. So you can see here the relic did its job. The speed minimum at 305 because you wanted to go before the boss to put the resistance buff up, or your team will not work. And then we have the defense coming at 6,000. You wanted to have the highest defense because we wanted to get targeted by the lion form. And then we do need a bit more HP on this. Again, minimum about 80,000 HP. So she's in a 9-piece protection. I do like 9-piece protection for this because it just helps you against a 3%, which feels more like a 30%. And I know 4 is really dying to jump back on his account right now because he really wants to run his Nightmare Key overall. So let me know down in the comments, how do you guys feel about this team? Do you like Titus? Do you not like Titus? Overall, it is more important to go for trials, but if you're in the same situation as 4, then why not get yourself on that bandwagon of jumping to Ultra Nightmare? Don't be lazy like me. I'm doing lazy and running at the auto teams and enjoying the auto life for the next futurable in this future. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, that is it for today's video. Sorry, just one thing as well. Just point out no accuracy because of the decreased speed because of risk. That's it for today's video, guys. Please remember to always like, comment, and subscribe. It just helps support the channel. We are trying to push to tier 3 as a content creator so we can get some more giveaways for you guys and for the community, and also get access to test server, which would be very beneficial so we can do more crazy comps like this in the future. That is it from me today. As usual, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.